you know, the fans have had to wait, and all the players have had to wait for this moment to celebrate in front of their fans.
Well, here comes the trophy. We're used to seeing blue on it, of course, over the last 6 years, but now the blue of Manchester City. I think we can still see your thumbprints on that, Izzy.
I doubt it. I'm sure they've polished it since then.
Well,
Chelsea probably did that.
Didn't drink from it. That's the joy of not having a lid to that old trophy as well. Can't get a decent champagne in that one. It is, Rach, one of those moments as we see it being carried out onto the pitch. Is again just building that anticipation a bit more. Are you surprised it's been 10 years in the making for City?
A little bit, because I think when they first heavily invested into the women's programme, they made some pretty moves pretty quickly to become the side that was the team to beat. I remember facing that and you know, the challenge that it was. They probably lost their way a little bit with their dominance, and Chelsea, of course, deserve huge credit for that, because they were the side that made themselves the team to beat. But I think it's great when we have so much competition. Arsenal, another side that have been, you know, in and around it, haven't managed the success. It's a difficult trophy to win, and a side like City, with the resource that they have and the foundation that they've built and continue to build upon, you know, you'd expect, if you're a fan of the club, you'd expect silverware to be something that can become a more regular thing for them, certainly.
There's a lovely shot there of an understandably emotional Andre Jeglerts leading his team out onto the pitch as well. And there's Viv Miedemar. Great to see her back with this team. She's been away, family issues off the pitch, but great to see her back with this Manchester City team, and how they'd love to see her walk out at Wembley for that FA Cup final. And the back there of one Alex Greenwood, captain's armband, ready to lift that trophy. Grace Clinton, these players that you look at, of course the focus is going to be on what next for the likes of Bunny Shaw, but Lauren Hemp, such quality in this Manchester City side. Now the City players, as they wait, practice maybe the trophy lift, we will hand over to our commentary team to guide you through Manchester City lifting the WSL trophy for only the second time. Courtney Sweetman-Kirk and Ellen Ellard.
Thank you, Caroline. Well, this is the moment that they would have dreamed of. This is the moment that Andre Jeglerts encouraged them to dream of, a squad that he said when he took over was scared to dream and to process the idea of winning a league. They have done it. And they've done it in emphatic fashion as well. Well, each player will have their moment, one by one, making their way up to the stage. And Courtney Sweetman-Kirk, special for each of these players who have all played their own role in the league win.
Yeah, it isn't. I think that's again something that Andre Jeglerts has really encouraged and tried to foster in terms of the togetherness in this team. And look, some players are going to have played a lot more minutes than others, but I think the best sort of teams, they work together, they know their roles. And again, you look at Andre Jeglerts here, every single player, after they've been given their medal, is being given a hug by him. And, you know, sometimes it's difficult to sit on the bench to not play many minutes, but you have those moments because you know at the end of it, you're part of something bigger, you're part of the team. And, you know, not everyone gets this. I never got this, I was never good enough. But to achieve these moments in football, they don't come very often, so it's only right that every single player takes in this moment.
Well, a player who will be soaking it up, not involved in the matchday squad today, but the deliverer of the moment, the winning goal in this title race, Rebecca Kanak, the diving header to provide the first WSL title for Manchester City in a decade, adding to her collection of league medals that she's collected throughout her career. The talk of the summer, Lioness's swap deal, and it is Grace Clinton, who arrived from Manchester United at Manchester City, who has won the title and a second title in the WSL for Laura Coombs, and scoring on her departure. What a special day for Laura Coombs.
Yeah, I think Izzy mentioned it earlier, but you know what she's dreaming of. Probably at the beginning of the season, she probably knew she was going to retire, and she, for herself, scoring in the last game, winning the title, FA Cup final to come as well. I don't think she could have written it any better if she tried, Laura Coombs.
Sam Coffey making her way over. Had surgery on her knee this week, and that is the reason for her absence. But along with 3 other players lifting the trophy on their debut season in the WSL. Sydney Lohmann is one of those who, towards the end of this season, has left her mark more and more on this team. She receives her medal from Nikki Doucette, the CEO of WSL football. And what a season for Yui Hasegawa, Asian Cup winner, WSL winner, and now the FA Cup on the horizon.
Yeah, and for me, one of the best and most consistent players, not just for Man City, but in the WSL this season. She is the metronome. She keeps everything ticking in this Manchester City side and doesn't always get the massive plaudits, but for me, one of the best players in the league without a doubt.
Well, they have waited and waited. And someone who has had to wait and be a little bit more patient than most is Mary Fowler, sustaining that ACL injury early on last year. Her goal was to come back to compete in the Asian Cup. She made it all the way to the Asian Cup final and now, of course, WSL winner. And what a season it has been for Khadija Shaw. Her first WSL trophy, her second major trophy with Manchester City, a record breaker throughout this season and ending as, for the 3rd season, the Golden Boot. Viviana Miedema knows what it takes to win. A serial winner. And adding to her collection of medals and trophies with Manchester City, Lauren Hemp, a player who's been at this club since 2018.
Unbelievable to think, with some of the calibre of players here, that this is their first WSL title for Manchester City. A decade, it's been a long time coming.
Carolyn, the first Brazilian to win the WSL title. And Alba Fugino, she has just been so fun to watch this season, Courtney.
Yeah, she has. She's a bit of a pocket rocket, isn't she, at times? And the twists and turns and the tricks we've seen from her today. But this is why, when we can go through all of these players of Manchester City, Iman Benny is, such a fantastic young talent that I'm excited to see him more from. And as we mentioned, the depth is so important within this squad. Everyone has been playing their part, but next season it ramps up. The depth of the squad will be ever so much more important.
And it will be players like Lily Murphy who will be called on more and more. And a player who stepped up when required this season, the vice-captain Kirsten Kaspereit, who ends the season with the joint most assists in the league. And really, there's no one else they could have given the selfie stick to, is there?
That's a great shot, isn't it? A great moment, but the one coming up now, this is the one we're all waiting for.
She has set the standards for many a year at Manchester City, but her first season as club captain, she will lift the WSL title for the very first time. Her 9th major trophy for club and country. This felt for so long like a missing piece for a player who for so long has provided and given so much to the WSL. And she will pick up the trophy. They have waited and waited. 6 near misses. 10 years of unfulfilled dreams. From challengers to champions, a title 10 years in the making. Manchester City are the 2025-26 Barclays WSL champions.
Courtney, thank you. As the blue smoke billows around East London, Manchester City in front of their fans finally lift that trophy. There we go, Izzy. Your mate Alex lifting the trophy.
It's absolutely fantastic scenes there. Like, somebody who deserves it, somebody that's been waiting for this moment for so long. Somebody who's finally got their hands on the trophy through sheer hard work, perseverance, leadership, quality, class, and to do it in front of her fans here, you know, for everybody associated, all the players and the staff, what a fantastic moment. The way they've created this, and they've done it in front of their fans right now, and they can enjoy these moments.
The ticker tape, the emotion in full flow. There we go, Alex Greenwood milking it, and why not in front of those travelling Manchester City fans. Rach, there's so many players that have not built their careers here, but made their careers at Manchester City, have finessed.
They have, and I mean, you can tell she's won a few trophies in her time, just orchestrating the celebrations in full swing. But they've got a blend. You know, so many clubs talk about the direction, but they've got such a great blend of players with experience, players that they develop through the Youth Academy, which is a big programme that, you know, Izzy can talk more about that. But there's an expectation of young English players coming through, and then also because they're one of the best clubs in this country and one of the best leagues that we have here, then they attract some superstars, and we've seen lots of players come through the club and have achieved great things, and to be back to champions is quite remarkable, and it is a moment that you have to try and just absolutely let sink in and make the most of, which can be very hard to do as players.